Boom, I'm recording.
New Eden. A galaxy made up of salt, broken relationships, and the $10 scam. A galaxy where you can get a happy ending, but only if you pay a little extra. A galaxy home to a podcast greater than the Catskull Academy, Trekcast, and Echoes from the Front combined. Live on Discord, it's the Echoes of New Eden podcast. We bring you the finest in little-known facts from around the galaxy since 2020. If it's almost news, we'll cover it.
And welcome everybody to the Echoes of New Eden podcast, Merry Christmas edition. Merry Christmas to everybody, those around the world that celebrate it. Let's go. Welcome everybody. And Taylor Rick is with us. What's going on, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm here. So there's at least two of us still, right? As far as I know,
there's still
today,
at least two of us. Yeah.
As of today, there's still two of us.
Okay.
Yeah, poor Mario.
Yeah, good deal.
Look, it's 4:30 a.m. Not tired at all.
Yeah.
You might as well just get a beer right now and keep going, brother.
Yeah. Crack open a couple energy drinks. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, I got one.
So we just came off the dev Skype call for the content creators.
We did.
So some people had to wake up very early for it, like Mario did, like something like 3 a.m. alarm clock. Nina was there as well, and of course
Damon.
the devs, Damon. Yeah, well, he's always around.
He's
this
everywhere.
time of day.
Yeah, exactly. He's always around.
So,
Then of course Chicken was there.
Chicken was there. Yeah.
Yep.
Good deal, and a bunch of the devs were there, a couple of the moderators, and yeah, it was a good time. It was a hour and a half long, so not bad. And they answered some questions, and we will get to those questions here soon. So what we got on our plate here, Taylor? I know we just came off the call, so it's like we're a bit excited. I'm excited to talk about it. So,
well, I mean, we could talk about that. We could probably talk about that as being the entire thing tonight, and that'd be great. But I know there's a whole bunch of other things to get to that I'm sure the rest of the community wants to hear about as well.
Like this. We got the Q&A. We pinged M4A1, and she gave me a check mark, and then she gave a smile emoji to Taylor, and then Damon posted the same thing, and he gets a wink. And then what she does is she pings the senior content creators. And yeah, I was like, thank you for not replying to Taylor, and thanks for the Q&A.
She always replies to me, yeah.
So as for, typical, we'll go over the game news. We will go over our Skype call that we just had with the game devs. We'll go over some war stats and so on and so forth. Oh, and I have a couple Christmas songs for y'all that I could play for everybody. And so probably do that before commercial break. And then afterwards, we'll talk about war and Skype stuff. All right. Sound good, Taylor?
Yeah. We should probably. Oh, I didn't know that, Chicken. I thought Cartley was a girl too, but oh well. Do we want to rip the Band-Aid off on one particular topic though that I'm sure people want to know what the hell happened if they didn't figure it out already, or do we not? I don't want to go too in depth. I don't want to go too in depth with it, but I just want to address it. That's all.
Go for it.
So Crimson King is not here. He has resigned from the show, so he'll no longer be coming onto the podcast with us, at least for a while, and he won't be posting anything over onto YouTube either. I don't want to go into the weeds or the nitty-gritty detail of exactly what is going on with him. Needless to say that there's some sort of an issue there where he really did need to take a break, and I urged him for days to take a break, to step back, step away from everything. And I hope he gets I hope he does stick to him taking a break and stepping away for a while, and then he can come back and join us again. The invitation's there. I know, Rambo, the invitation's there from both of us that he can come back once he takes a break and kind of figures out what he needs to do with himself.
Yeah.
Whether he was throwing around some accusations. I mean, like I said, we don't need to get into very details of things, but I think he just needed to step away for a while. I think the game was getting to him, and maybe he had some real life stuff that we don't know about, and that's just is what it is. So hopefully he can get some help, get some rest.
Yeah.
Come back.
We wished him the best. It wasn't a termination at all.
No.
So if he wanted to come back at it and do that type of stuff, that's cool. It'll probably be next year. So. If he does decide he wants to do that, get back into the spotlight. So,
and
that was
he will be missed.
Very interesting.
He will be missed.
Yeah, the accusations kind of came out of nowhere, and a lot of it was timing references and in people who I talked to, I guess, and just the way that it played out. He shared a video. And then I go into a comms call with somebody to record a song. And then all of a sudden it just went downhill from there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then his computer got hacked somehow, or he was talking on Discord when it wasn't him, et cetera, et cetera. So he started throwing out a lot of accusations, one of which being SHH is hacking him when that's not the case. And so they disavowed that, and of course, to their knowledge, they don't have anything to do with it. So
no,
it is what it is. We wished him the best, and good luck to him.
Yep. Maybe he'll come back someday, and like I said, he will be missed because he was always a different. I didn't always agree with everything Crimson had to say. I think that was pretty obvious that there were some things he would say that I would just shake my head at and either not understand. Or just totally disagree with. But I think that's a good thing for us to have those kinds of conversations. We don't always want to talk with just the people that we agree with. That's boring. I always enjoyed the debate and the discussion. So, like I said, hopefully he can get better and come back at some point.
Yeah, he was a great personality to have on the show. That he looked at things differently than, say, you and I did.
Oh,
of course,
big time.
So,
yeah.
And that was great to have. And Ethereal Mind back in the day too, when we had him in the early days of the podcast, of the season, I should say.
Yeah.
He was another that he looked at things a different way on the other side of New Eden, sometimes on the other side of a conflict even, and to bring out the perspective on some issues, I suppose you could say. So it's all right. And I wanted to touch on that too. Is I see people out there calling this show what was it? An SHH
front?
Oh, shit. No, not SHH front.
I don't know.
No, there's a special word. We were. Damn it! I seriously cannot think of the name right now. Like they're coming up. Like they're saying like we're an official SHH show when that's not the case. They're not sponsoring. They're sponsoring us. No, that's not the case. I had a corp within SHH sponsoring the game show. That's separate.
The game shows, yeah.
But when it comes to community news and game news and the people who we have on the show, it is definitely not the case.
Yeah, propaganda mouthpiece. That's the verbiage that was used, I believe, and that's just not even close.
Yeah, I told that person to educate those people that do not know.
Should go back and listen to the times when Michael J.D. comes on here and I argue with him.
Or anybody else. I mean, look at our guest lineup. We've had such an adversity of guests on the show. I don't see why they just. I don't know. They just. It's for some reason it just clicks in their mind that this is a SHH propaganda show when it is definitely not the case. So, I just wanted to make that clear. I mean, granted, the audience here probably knows that, but it's the people that don't listen to us, right? They've already had it locked in their heads, like, no, we can't listen to them.
Right.
They're bad. Taylor bad. Rambo bad. Rambo hack.
Anyway.
So let's get into the latest and greatest game news. I know for the announcements, their latest announcement was the AMA coming next week. They're Damn it, starting already.
Mispronunciations begin.
Yeah, they are glad to have the game designers there to share the development plan for February to April and answer questions. So the time as it appears on my screen is 12:26 at 2:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. UTC. And so they'll have a specific channel, I guess, that you can probably they'll open up for people to ask questions, and then they'll lock it again, and then they'll have a couple of the moderators or devs answer the questions. So it's going to be that type of thing. I don't know if they're going to do the YouTube thing as far as an AMA goes. So just not sure.
Yeah, not sure. Mm-mm.
I think they're just going to do the channel thing because they already did open up a channel that nobody can talk in yet.
Yep.
And so, yeah, they'll just release it to people to ask questions, wear banana, and then they'll close it. No banana. No banana. But we pinged M4A1, so we do have the latest and greatest dev Q&A. Taylor, if you want to hit us off on that.
Yeah, sure, you bet. Once I get over there and pull it up, here we go. There it is. Here we are. Boom. First question. Is it possible to have a custom POS skin that looks like the station in Erendur? I don't know what that is. Specifically, Planet 6, Moon 2 of the Sisters of Eve Academy? Okay. I like the look of the station, and a small version of it would be totally cool. Melos comes back and says the pause of the Sisters of Eve has strong lore constraints, so we have no plans to release the SOE skin for pause recently. We did have a question, though, in our little chat with the devs about this looks of citadels and outposts and everything else. So all I can recall from that is that there are some of those plans coming. Is that right, Rambo, or am I misremembering that?
Yeah. That was my question because I had asked about
part
T4
of your question.
citadels.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that they're going to include more energy points and higher citadel.
Citadel drink.
Take a shot. Take a shot, chat. Nice. We're going to get more energy. We're going to get more Citadel beefiness, it sounded like. Like they're going to add a buffs. T4 structures, buffs, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't know if we're going to get skins to make them look different. So that wasn't really clear. Maybe if we go back and listen to it, we could probably get that.
Definitely have to listen to it again. Okay, next question. For God's dear sake, have you guys given up on small ship content? Carriers are in focus this month as well. Plus, you have written aircraft carriers. Man, we are in space. When will we get small ships in focus? That's a hilarious question. I'm surprised they let that one through like that. Melos comes back and says we will release more new ship content in subsequent updates. For example, the new Dormant Realm will only allow small ships in. In other future gameplays, we will also add some exclusive content for small ships. And this was also a question that was in our call tonight as well. And yeah, there's a lot of things coming to Dormant Realms. I don't know if that's necessarily by tonnage or what, but yeah, it'll be just specifically for small ships as well as everything else that's already in the Dormant Realms. New implants coming to the Dormant Realms. We all knew that anyway. But different ways of doing, different ways of earning the compilers is what it sounded like as well, from what they were telling us. So I don't know if there was anything else that came out of that for small ship content besides that. The question that we had about the low sec, high sec thing, I think that threw them for a loop. I don't think they knew how to answer that.
Right.
But
yeah, this question sounds like a Benzie question, by the way.
Oh, you think Benzie wrote that one? Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Benzie wrote that.
I think it was him.
Yeah, that's Benzie. Benzie, they gave you new small ship content last week. They're just inside the carriers. Want. All right, next question. I really enjoy Project Discovery. Who the hell is this? Who wrote this? They enjoy Project Discovery? Give the man a
What?
straitjacket. Good God.
A straight jacket.
I mean, okay, his question is, I really enjoy Project Discovery. Do you have plans to bring it back after the current one ends? If so, would you consider implementing other mini games? More options would keep Discovery more fun on the long run. Melos comes back and says we have a strict cooperation agreement with the relevant scientific institutions, so we cannot modify its duration or gameplay. However, we might have mini games with other scientific projects in the future. That's great. I think the idea was great. I think the the goal of helping scientific institutions with data analytics is cool. That's a cool way to integrate things to the game. I just think the mini game was so freaking bad. I wanted to gouge my eyes out with spoons. Spoons. Yeah. Whatever.
That's
you know the
pretty
saying.
harsh.
Yeah, you know the saying. It's horrible. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't play it. I know you liked it.
Barely. Just I liked it up until I got the ship, and
You
then I
wanted
haven't
the
touched
ship.
it.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was worth
Yeah.
it for you to do it for the ship. I understand that. There's some people who were DMing me about they're trying to get on the top of that leaderboard before the thing closed, and I was like, "Good grief, you're still playing." Anyway,
Right.
that's commitment level that I don't have. Anyway, last question. I would like to be able to change the colors of the specific effects of the nanocore. This will allow people to fully realize their creative abilities and create more beautiful ship looks. And I will say on certain nanocores, it's really freaking irritating to try to get them to look like anything other than bright orange or bright pink or bright something that I don't want. So I agree with this question wholeheartedly. Melos comes back and says, some of the older cores will not support modifying special effects colors because the process and color zoning is fixed at the time of production, but we will consider adding color zoning to specific effects when making new cores in the future. Okay. Good answer. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. So, all right. That is it for the Q&A.
That's it.
Quick and dirty. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. And for the patch notes, we had a huge patch note. Bug fix. That's all they had. They had their regular maintenance. They did the bug fix, fixed an issue that interdiction spheres may attract and intercept ships beyond the intercepting range. Wait, what?
So-
Wasn't this last week?
Well, there's two things that were going on. And the thing that they shadow fixed, or didn't fix, but the thing that they shadow changed or ninja patched last week was you could put a bubble out to 250 on either side of a gate and make someone have to ping pong. As in when they warp, they would get drawn, right? And so they would ping pong back and forth between these two before they were able to land inside of on the gate and be able to jump. They took that range from 250 and put it down to 149.
Everybody, we're losing Taylor. Or I'm losing Taylor.
What do you mean? You can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You're
No.
just going robotic right there. I don't know if it was just me or
Oh,
if
that's
it was
weird.
everyone.
Wonder what the deal is. I'm on
Yeah, just
hardwired.
me, I guess.
Anyway, yeah, maybe. Anyway, so no, now it's down to 149. So that was the thing, the ninja patch. This week, what they were doing was there was still this issue where sometimes you could get sucked right to the middle of the bubble, as opposed to the edge of the bubble, and even still do that way beyond what the grid would normally allow, like an outpost, someone's pause that was put 5,000 kilometers away from the gate, but yet somehow you would get dragged all the freaking way out there. I think that's what this patch was intended to eliminate as well. Those two other things, which is the whole weird drag way off into space, as well as it would literally suck you to the middle of the bubble as opposed to the edge. So what used to happen was you'd be cloaked and somebody would be right off the side of the gate and it would suck you right into that gate. Even though you warped from one gate to the other and they weren't in front of it, it would still suck you to the back side of it. But not only that, it would suck you to the middle of the bubble and decloak you because you ran right into somebody. Like, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Maybe that was an intentional oversight. Similar,
Maybe.
like the remember back in the day when autopilot, you used to be immune while autopiloting.
Yeah, I do recall that, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing.
Probably. So that's a good fix. I'm not really a fan of the range change down to 149, but maybe that's what they had to do in order to eliminate the other problems. I don't know. I like
let,
the.
let me ask you this. I don't know if it's been tested exactly just yet, but when a player logs out and they log back in and there's a bubble there, does the bubble catch them, or do they log back into the spot that they appeared in, not affected by the bubble? So your typical outpost thief does that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely.
Yeah, people are saying that they come back to the exact place that they were.
Right, and they go right through the bubble, but then it's a matter of getting out. I don't think that's changed in this patch, but I guess I'd have to test it to be 100% sure, because that's one thing I did not go back and test in the last day and a half. Been a little busy. There's just a few things going on.
Just a couple?
Just a couple.
All right, so that is it for that. Then nothing for official media, player support, nothing.
Yeah, I'm
Discord
going through
announcements.
And I've got up on the screen for those watching the YouTube later on when this gets uploaded, the channels that they're showing and the dates and times and everything for the Future Plan Development AMA coming up on 12/26.
All right, good deal. Let's see, where are we at here? Time. Okay. All right, and then over the past week, I've been pretty busy as far as some Christmas stuff. As everybody knows, with the whole situation that happened last weekend, I was recording some Christmas songs, and I actually have 2 of them, and they're still in need of a little bit more work, but I'm at least happy enough to play with, or to play them on the show. So we got some Christmas tunes, and they both happen to come out of SHH. So this is now the SHH show. Everybody can click off YouTube and exit the chat. But no, these are holiday themed war songs, and so the first one, as everybody knows in Silent Alliance, Cleo, she sang live on comms the It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Wartime, and we were able to make a song out of it. So yeah, do we have it? Yes we do, and here, I'll play it all.
It's beginning to look a lot like wartime. Everywhere you go, take a look at our darling dreads, blowing up roads again, and overpowered lasers all aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like wartime. Soon the fights will start, so follow the orders of your FC. Hey, Logi, follow me, Alpha Reps quickly. A fight that goes for a time and it's all PvP is the wish of Taylor and Zen. Tracking the timers and counting at 10 ends will Vex, Caldari, and win. And our past can hardly wait for things to fleet again. It's beginning to look a lot like wartime. Everywhere you go, Spring Island, Cleos, and SRP, just as rapidly as can be. All Joda's deadly fleets are slaughtering. It's beginning to look a lot like wartime. Soon the crabs will show. Doesn't matter fleet, all to defend our home. Sure, it's wartime. Once more.
There you go. That was Cleo singing.
That was amazing.
So, right on, right? Yeah. And yeah, I worked on that for a couple nights and spent many moons on it. Oh, a few hours on it. I know we were going to do some more work on it, but I wanted to get at least something playable for the listeners, and she said that it was okay to play. So thank you, Cleo, for making that song. And she has sang that live in comms during some of the CTAs. I know I've heard it at least once. I believe she's done it multiple times, though.
A couple times, I believe, yeah.
So she sent me that. We were working, so yeah, we'll tune it up a bit more. And then I have another one.
Yeah,
and
where's the
this one
video?
is from
where's the music video for that? Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Somebody was saying something about getting a video made. Dang, I had just so many projects.
Yeah.
I have commercials and I have songs and all this stuff. It's just and not enough time. But I was trying to get at least these done before getting in any further. But we do have another one. This one I've been working with Impeccable out of Care Bears with Guns. And with this one, he sent me 8 different takes to get it right, or at least to get it to his satisfactory right. And so this one is a bit higher tempo. What was this one called? This is We Need a Little Wartime. So enjoy.
Yoda, call out the scepters, wake up the NATOs and a few Tempests to grab APOC strikers. Jump in the YOLO fleet, we need to punch right through now, for we need a little wartime right this very minute. Cannons blasting, lasers blazing, railguns just a spitting it. Yes, we need a little wartime right this very minute. Use your clothes, we're in a hurry, we're gonna show them silence, fury. Grab Mozzarella, wake up Michael, JD, and Taylor, Rick too. Pencils on the warpath, him and Dirty Frog are stirring up a hornet's nest or two. For we need a little wartime right this very minute. Cannons blasting, lasers blazing, railguns just a spitting it. Yes, we need a little wartime right this very minute. Need a little wartime now. For we need a little wartime right this very minute. Cannons blasting, lasers blazing, railguns just a spitting it. Yet we need a little wartime right this very minute. Create a little content.
Damn, he nailed that.
Jingle bells, shushes on the way.
Forgot about that little tail ender.
Yeah,
Kept
I
that in.
didn't mean to talk over that. That was amazing. He nailed that.
Yeah, he's got some pipes on him, man.
He
You can
does.
tell that he was having a lot of fun singing that. He was just on fire. Chat liked it, by the way, too. Chat was on fire, too. SHH mixtape. Yeah. Nobody else is sending me songs. So these are just my projects. I don't know if anybody else in New Eden's doing this, honestly. Not that I haven't heard any new Christmas songs come out, but I suppose.
Yeah. anybody's making stuff with Crabco guys, I mean, I know there's a few of you here
Yeah.
listening right now. You got something you want to play it. Bring it to us.
We
Come
got a
on.
war. It's December. We got a war going on. Christmas music, wartime songs. Here we are.
Yep, it's amazing stuff.
So, yeah, we had a lot of fun recording that. I know Slippy
bet you
made a
did.
comment. He's like, how can we make this song and hack at the same time? And he's a double threat. It's pretty funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. One Nut Hero says, no one speak of this in North Korea. I mean, shush. And Tommy Truck comes back and
Oof.
says, Kim Jong-un?
Oh, where's my sound effects?
Boom. Roasted.
Need to get a roast on that one.
Jingle bells amongst the cells. Oh, this is great.
Poachy poachy.
Yes, where's the poachy
the
poachy?
the greatest two words that ever been said in the last couple days has been poachy poachy. I absolutely, when I read that, it was so freaking funny. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Poachy
great.
poachy. Damn it! I should have made a sound effect and just call it poachy poachy.
Yep.
Boom. Roasted.
So that's it. That's it. That's it for the songs. So thank you both Cleo and Impeccable for submitting that and working with me on those songs and bring them on. I enjoy doing this type of stuff. If anybody's got any covers that they want to do, I know I have ideas that I want to do, but I never have time for them. So, you know, if it's other time sensitive type stuff, then I could prioritize it too. But I wanted to get those out before Christmas. More poachy poachy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So let's cut to a quick break, and when we get back, we will talk about the Skype call that we just had, and some of the stuff that we can be looking forward to, and some war stats right after these messages.
Do you like PvP and just hanging out in comms? Join the Trailer Park Boys. No SOV, no big coalitions. Enjoy the pirate merc lifestyle while doing crazy shenanigans. And the big dirty when paid to do so. Also, just sit back and make isk in the downtimes. The Trailer Park Boys. Come become the liquor with us. Corp ticker LIQR.
Breathe easy.
ISK is important. Saving for the future is important.
Whoa, that's a wake-up call for you.
Have you thought about the future? Have you thought about it at all?
Buy low, sell high.
What does that even mean?
You should meet my indie guy.
I've got a better indie guy.
My indie guy got me into capital investments early.
Futures are up 3%. It appears capitals are climbing.
This is an opportunity.
Have you thought about the future? Do you know what you want?
Capital losses, they're rising.
You should be an investor.
Capitals, wars,
Stocks.
Low risk, good reward.
Get paid every month.
The time is right now.
It's time to invest.
Have you thought about it?
Equinox Investments. Capscoper.
All right, and we are back. And the damn it, I had a comment. Oh, I know my indie guy has already made a faction carrier. What about your indie guy?
No, we have not made a faction carrier, and anybody that wants to make a faction carrier right now is probably going to make it, look at it, try to fly it, and go, holy shit, this thing sucks.
Right. Durka, is business good? Is business with faction carriers? Is that are you seeing? Is your stocks going up because of it, or what's the deal on that?
Well, there hasn't been any huge capital losses just yet from the war.
You want to you want to know a fun fact? Is for every 7 outposts that Crab Coalition kills, they lose a capital. So I just thought that was a unique fact. Okay. Brought to you. Yeah. Nobody's ever thought about it that way.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
No way. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah, a lot of jokes about the SHH propaganda show.
Yeah.
All right. So we just came off this 1.5 hour Skype call with several of the content creators and some of the devs. And they had what did they start with? Like their first section, because they had it in sections, right? They had like some sort of discussion. Oh, they answered questions that were provided to them, like submitted to them.
Right, that we had submitted to them in those forms. But actually the first thing they brought up was they wanted to tell us about the new stuff that was coming in the month of January. And then they proceeded to list out like word salad for 10.2 seconds and then went to start asking the chicken
Right.
only. That's right, Mario. It was like, what?
Yeah. They only took the questions from chicken. And Damon's like, where did we submit questions?
In the form. There was a form that we filled out when we were
Yeah,
saying
you know
we
what
wanted to
my
be part of it.
question
Yeah.
was? You know what my question was?
What was that?
What time is it gonna be? That's what it was. When I filled out the form, I was like, okay, cool. When's this Skype call gonna be? Never got an answer until like 2 days ago. So
Yeah, and even then it wasn't clear. The first time they gave us an answer, I thought it was going to be on at like 2 a.m. on Friday. Then when they posted it in the actual channel, it was, oh no, it was 8 o'clock tonight my time. So
yeah, right during the and you know what? I thought the entire time I thought this was open to the community as far as that being the AMA. I thought everybody was gonna join that. But then after I realized it was just CCs, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, only I got that invite. I didn't realize nobody else did. So anyway, yeah, they then proceeded to they answered a few of those questions, and then they opened it up for they went around and had us ask questions. And so who had the notes for that? I know I got sent the notes. Mario had some notes as well. Taylor's got the recording.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's over in the CC channel. I'll let you go pull that up because I'm recording the on-air chat for the YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
exactly,
right.
Cleo. He's got us all doing that.
What?
JD Standard Time.
Oh, yeah. Which is EST. Yeah.
Right. It just drives everybody crazy. He can't understand time zones for anything. And someone said to me earlier this week, and I thought it was really perfect, right? I've always said that Eve is a 4-letter word, and it's spelled LOSS. This whole game is about loss, right? And someone pointed out to me that I was wrong. And he's correct. I was wrong. This game is not about loss. This game is about time zone confusion.
Yeah. I've never dealt with anything in UTC up until this game.
Oh, I remember back in the days when I was playing EVE Online where I had the same problem. It was always just a cluster. But it was more of a cluster then, because nowadays it's a simple thing to fix. But yeah, you're right, Tommy. It is about life.
So some of the notes here,
there he goes.
We're going to be seeing who?
Mario just posted him right into the on-air chat.
Okay, let me get to it. Dormant Realms for smaller ships will be released in the future. Looks like we will get a variety, 1 to 10 rooms, but more domains, maybe for smaller ships. Yeah, and I see people going down the list. Cap nanocores from Concord, the Concord shop. They will continue to bring back the old nanocores, but not the interstellar bizarre nanos for new content, or not for new content, but for like capitals and stuff. Those are going to be event specific cores that you could only get during that event. So,
and we didn't get an answer to what kinds of purple nanocores will be tradable next month. We didn't get an answer to
Right.
that. So
Yep, purple capital, drink, take a shot. Purple capital, nanocores will not be released in the Concord store. They will stay exclusive to the Interstellar Bazaar. New cosmic anomalies exclusive to high, low, and null space. There will be a design your ship event in January. Capital rigs, new implants, new dormant realm in January. So more content there. And did that come with? I don't think that came with new skills. I can't remember if that had new skills behind it.
I don't think they mentioned that.
New rigs, new drone fighters, tactical rigs, new implants, new dormant realm content.
And there's certain rigs that we don't have right now for faction carriers that it sounded like. And when I clarified that, Cutie Pie did shake her head up and down that yes, that's what those new rigs were going to be for, is the faction, one of the new rigs anyway, or at least some of them are for the faction carriers. So because the faction carriers need some love. They're not quite what they should be.
So going down the list here that Mario had provided us here. Material production limited to nullsec only. Materials will be used for boosters and new ships. Now,
let's break that one down.
I thought, okay, so with this, the question was asked about moon mining, and they kind of disregarded that and went into this kind of discussion as they're going to implement a new material that will be used.
They did say they didn't totally write off moon mining completely. They just said it would be a simpler method of production. And when asked about moon mining, they said it'll be simpler. So however moon mining is done nowadays in EVE Online, it'll be something like that, but maybe simpler. That's all they would say.
I don't know how much more simple it can get if it's like as easy as well, I suppose I don't know moon mining in EO if you have to shoot at it with a laser or if it's like in a planetary assignment type screen.
Isn't an entire structure that gets anchored? I'm pretty sure it's an entire structure that gets anchored. Somebody can tell me. Yeah, you deploy a thing. I'm pretty sure it's a whole structure that gets. But anyway, yeah. It makes a belt, breaks it up. So it'll be something different. I mean, just like PI right now in this game is extremely simple compared to what it is inside of EVE Online. So I imagine that there's some similarities there between how they simplified PI versus how in the game versus what it is in EO. Same thing on the moon mining. So we'll see how that goes. But I want to back up to something else too, because we skipped right past it really fast. There was a line in there where they said there will be an event where you get to design your own ship. I don't necessarily know if that's coming in January, but I know it's coming the first half of the year from what they were saying. So let's just be clear about that. We're not entirely sure that's coming in January, but that event is going to be where you can design your own ship in game, and they're going to somehow somebody's going to win that event, and that ship will now become a real ship in the game that everybody can fly. That's what they said. No joke.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. And going down, Mario had asked about API. They are having struggles with API being available because of privacy reasons. But they are working on it. And they're kind of pushing the devs to work on it. They said there was an ETA asked, and they said second half of the year at the earliest, so next year. And that was for kill mails, economy, and there was one other thing that Mario had asked. I forget. It was like 3 things that he was referring to for an API.
Yeah, I think it was kill
maybe
mails,
market.
Was it
market? No,
market.
that'd
Yeah,
be
market economy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just asked market economy. Well, Mario's typing. He'll tell us. He knows.
Yep. So then I asked about the T4 Citadels and Citadel skins. Are we going to be getting an appearance change? And they said in April they will introduce more energy, more buffs to new players, and increase corp member upper limit and more corp structures to the game. And this is in April.
Yeah.
They that is queued for April. And for the amount of stuff that they said April in, It's almost like we're getting a new game in April. Honestly,
lot of stuff.
that patch is going to be huge.
I
It's
don't.
gonna be
That's also a
game-changing.
balance drink. That's also
Shot,
a
take a
balance
shot.
patch month as well. So I'm not really sure. Like I just. Will we get all of that in that month? Probably not. We didn't get everything this month that we were supposed to get. There's a few things that were still on the Trello map that obviously aren't going to get released unless all of a sudden they dump a ton of stuff next week. And I doubt they will I just don't think they will.
Yeah. And a piggyback question to this was also with Damon adding whether or not we will be able to claim more SOV per corporation because we're stuck at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's the whole juggling around with energy points and SOV systems and all that type of stuff. And so I don't remember if they really directly answered that. Do you remember, Taylor?
It's okay. Hold on. I was reading something. Say that again. I apologize.
Rip.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I was trying to read something real quick before it went by.
Damon piggybacked on that and asked whether or not that will affect SOV and whether or not you can claim more.
Yeah, and they said more. I mean, I don't know if they necessarily answered the. I don't know if they really understood the question. But yeah, they made it sound like there'll be more SOV points. Now, the follow-up that I should have asked to that was, can we get more anchor points inside of SOV for outposts? But I didn't get a chance to ask that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe that could be in their plan. We just didn't ask it, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. Then it was asked about the tech level, right? Taylor, you'd asked about the tech level, and they said skill chips that will remove the tech level limit, but this will only allow players to fly, for example, a new battleship trainer ship. So they'll implement some new trainer or prototype ships for lower tiered players to be able to get into. But it still sounds like that the tier level's going to remain.
Yeah, the tier level is there. They'll get a chip that allows them to skill or somewhat use. Yeah, we didn't ask about rubber banding, Nessival, I know. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but it did.
We were having a good time. It was a good time in the Skype chat. Nobody really wanted to bash, I don't think.
No, we were having a good time. So, but anyway, no, that's going to be trainers. So if you're T5, T6, you'll be able to fly a battleship T9, but it's a trainer version of it, and those chips will allow you to do that. So, yeah, exactly, Mario. 6800R, only 6800R. Yeah, no idea what those chips will cost, how they'll get them. They didn't go into any elaborate details here.
I almost wonder if it's like a tutorial thing. You know, maybe if they do a tutorial mission and they can get a chip and maybe it'll just give them the ship that they can fly.
Maybe. I mean, they did say it was for new players.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we could speculate all we want for that. We truly don't really know, but this is just what they said.
Yeah.
Then I followed up with I asked the question if we're going to see the player recap of the year. And they said, yes, we will see that next week. They're going to release that next week for people to check their stats for the previous year.
You know what's funny about
people
that?
Did last year.
For a very brief moment, for about an hour yesterday morning, it was already there. When you go to the events page, it was there. You scroll down, it was about 2/3 of the way down to the bottom, and then there was like a, 7 meg patch, and then it was gone. Yesterday morning.
Interesting.
Yep. So
I haven't played this game since Monday. No, I'm joking.
I know better.
So that'll be cool. That'll be interesting to see. And I almost wonder if they'll just do the website thing again where you click on a link.
Yep. It took me to the website and it said 404 page not found.
Nice.
So yeah. It wasn't ready yet. Someone said, "Oh shit," and then they put out another patch, and then it was gone.
All right, and then Scipio had brought up whether or not they're going to bring back the old faction war games and DIR reflections.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they will be brought back, but not permanent. They will be cycled. So on-off type events.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that. I mean, if faction warfare was actually just fun, period, then they would just leave it in there. But they're not. They just all get boring. So I guess I'm okay with them cycling around every once in a while.
Yeah.
Crackling.
And they do have plans to add other ship types as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so the devs are still developing it.
Yeah, they did say about those two that those will be ship type classifications as well. So I mean, that's more small ship content for everybody. That's twice. That's two different things that we talked about tonight that involve small ships. Dormant Realms and now that. So.
Or how about this one? Yangjung ships are going to be coming to the game this year. They are still to be like they're still like writing the stories and designing the ships and stuff. I think they said they designed the ships, but they're still doing like the history storyline storytelling of the Yangjung, and they said that they'll be released this year, so we'll see.
Yep.
So that will include small ships as well, because do we have a Yangjung destroyer or a frigate?
That's what the destroyer is. We just don't have a frigate. The one that's there, the Xian, the Xian one.
Oh yeah.
That's a destroyer.
That's a
I
destroyer.
always want to call that thing a frigate, but it's not. It's a destroyer.
And then there'll be the Can Yu is a battle cruiser, so we need a battleship and a carrier and a dreadnought variant. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so the question was asked about naming ships. Naming ships is an active development. They're halfway there. They literally put a percentage on it, and they said they're about 50% complete to being able to code that into the game, but they are unsure when that feature is going to be released.
Yep.
And that is to specifically name your own ship. So
yeah, when they said 50%, Damon, I know. I was like, what?
I know there's a couple times where I was kind of like hiding my smile a bit, kind of chuckling.
I wasn't hiding it. I was laughing.
Yeah, I was laughing with you too. Yeah.
I think you texted me at one point. And you're like, Taylor's laughing. I don't know what at.
Yeah. Somebody would say something and just start laughing. Let's see, name ships, and so Nina brought up the last question, and he brought up that about the monetization plans to not be so extreme in the future. It seemed like they talked a little bit, and they said they will adjust the Interstellar package price based on history price, thinking about a new way to optimize the price system. So that's really all they said about that. They kind of hem and hawed on that a little bit.
They will keep monetizing everything that they can as long as people keep paying. I mean, they keep doing it because they're making money by doing it. And so far they've made more money. They've made more money off of people doing that than they've seen people get pissy and quit. Because people keep paying.
Wow. They hacked my account and got $50 on the last event. I can't believe it. Somebody's going into my game and purchasing nanocores and stuff.
I know.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was a good chat. I know there's a lot of echoing and stuff. They did acknowledge that we were able to share that video, right, Taylor?
They didn't necessarily.
We were able to share the info.
Yeah.
They didn't say like yes, but at the same time,
they didn't say
no. I almost think that they also didn't say no, and they probably won't watch it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd necessarily want to air 100% of that audio and video anyway. I think I'd want to go through and clip it and shorten it down because it could probably only be about 20, 25 minutes if you really worked it over.
Yeah, there's a lot of echoing, and then they're speaking Chinese, and so they had to translate it. And then we were kind of just waiting for the translate to come through and stuff like that. So,
yeah. No, Mario, I don't think they ever said anything about us not being able to share it. I think Chad G, when he first put all this up, was he would leave that up to them when we did the event. And I asked the question, and no one said anything. So,
yeah.
I mean, here we are. We just did it.
Well, when that time came, I was tempted to stream it on my PC and then have the podcast going at the same time so we can like talk about it at the same time that they're doing that. But then that just didn't happen. And of course, OBS wants to override camera settings to Skype, and so then my Skype wouldn't have worked and all that. Oh well.
Yep.
Leaking NDA
Slippy.
material.
Hey, I didn't have to sign an NDA. The form we filled out didn't say it was a non-disclosure agreement for the terms of the Skype call. Nothing in the form said anything about.
No, he even asked it at the end whether or not we're able to share this info. And granted, like we literally told him right in the Skype meeting, hey, the podcast is going to start here in a couple minutes. Let everybody go over there.
We did, right? Yeah, exactly. And and I said we're going to talk about it. So I mean,
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in Discord. So
it is what it is.
It's okay. Yeah.
This is true, Damon.
Worse stuff has happened. Yeah, they can't get rid of Damon. If they can't get rid of Damon, then
we're fine.
It's pretty. It's pretty hard to get kicked out.
Space Karen's still in there. So,
yeah, for real.
I mean, if they're not going to get rid of Space Karen, I don't think we have to worry.
Yeah. Meme competition was like last year.
Yeah, like meme competition was when we were all 10 years old. Yeah, I mean, it was that long ago. It was a long fucking time ago. Anyway.
Yep.
Still good.
So good deal. That was the dev Q&A or Q&A. That was the dev Skype call.
Drink.
Shot.
I'm empty. I mean, I drank the whole can already, so I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, who is Z-God? I'm not really sure.
That's from EVE Online, isn't it? Well, no, he did a bunch of EVE.
He
Echo
made that
stuff
spreadsheet.
Too. Yeah, but I think
he did that
EVE Online too
spreadsheet
at some point. Maybe not. No, I'm pretty sure he had a bunch of content over in EO as well that he was doing this kind of stuff with, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, the audience is drunk, by the way, for taking all the shots of the mispronunciations, and slurring. Everyone's having a good time. I'm glad they're having a good time. Best drinking game. Yeah, the Rambo mispronunciation show.
Yep.
We need to do another one of them videos, Taylor.
That was hilarious.
We need to come up with some hard names. Now I know they're out there too because I've gone through high sec and low sec and I've seen names that even I question whether or not I'd get that right.
Right. Yeah, that's outdated.
Well, they're claiming Z-God as a senior content creator when he's only done the index, and so that's kind of where my debate comes in. Is with their new system, they're relying heavily on YouTube subscribers, and so that's the only way to be able to get senior content status. And they don't acknowledge other platforms like podcast platforms or say Mario and his bot. They don't acknowledge the amount of followers that those have to go toward those statistics. So it's really just off of YouTube and views. Unfortunately for us, it is what it is. But I've been kind of debating with them about that.
Yeah, his sheets were amazing. And yeah, that's right. He was from EVE. I thought he was from EVE Online a long time ago too, but it had been a long time since I'd messed with that. Yeah, Gigaforte, yeah. Love to see him come back and do some more stuff. How long ago was that? May 11th? That was the last post, Damon?
Really?
And Senior CC Talk. Oh, that's funny.
Wow. Nobody talks in that channel. I wonder why.
I don't know. We all talk in the regular CC channel. That's why. That's where the fun is.
Speaking of fun.
Yep.
What's the war stats?
Yeah, let's go run those. Today was a big day. Today was a very big day.
Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, I see. We have the latest and greatest war stats brought to us by Echoes.mobi, the official bot of the war.
And Mario says, hold on, let me fake some results. What?
Yeah. Let me do some photoshopping. So, we are at... So here, I'll just do a small breakdown here. SHH is at total value of 4.46 trillion in ISK damages at 5,453 kills. Crab Company is at 3.95 trillion ISK in damages at 5,651 ships.
So about 500. So about 500 billion damage difference between the two. 500 billion. Okay, so it's tightened a little bit. At the beginning of the day, or maybe even last night, it was about a 600 billion difference, and then at some point today, I noticed that it was getting closer to about a 400 billion difference. Now it's back up to about a 500 billion difference. Yeah, there's a couple of big fights today.
Yeah, I'd noticed that they'd caught up. They closed that gap a bit, and then it looks like some more numbers came in, and SHH had passed the 4.4 trillion mark. So
didn't I say last week that it was going to double? Between last week and this week, that it would double?
Yeah, just about, huh?
Just about.
Just about.
Just about.
Yeah. So with these, I suppose the highlights for SHH, they have 2,007 frigates destroyed, 1,080 battle cruisers, 826 battleships. They have 18 carrier kills, 4 dreadnought kills, and then their structure kills, 19 cap outposts, 2 T1 citadels, 1 T2 citadel captured. And that's pretty much it with that. Now the Crab Company, they have 2,565 frigates destroyed, 751 battle cruisers, 822 battleships. For capitals, they have 7 carriers killed, 2 dreadnoughts killed, and look at this, they have 131 capsuleer outposts destroyed, 4 corporation citadels T1s destroyed, 23 T2 citadels captured, and 12 T3 citadels captured. So how about that?
Yeah. I mean, there's no way around it. There's no way around it on the structure side of things. If that's the only thing you're basing this war off of, then yeah, that looks pretty bad for Silent if the only thing you're basing it off of is structures.
Now, I wonder if these captures, granted, yes, it's captured, but they still have to defend it before they truly capture it, if that makes sense. Like, it's got to go back to full shields.
Well, not only that, but they have to be able to downgrade it to get anything out of it. Otherwise, what's it? You know, just a captured citadel that has to, what? They're just going to live there forever, or does it go back to somebody else, or whatever? So the captured citadels, it's a good metric to have. I'm glad there's no ISK value tied to it, because there is no value to capturing a citadel other than the fact that you did, until you can, of course, downgrade it. And whether or not some of these, I mean, there are some of these, it's just not going to lie. There are some of these that have managed to downgrade, right? There hasn't been any ability to stop some of these from being downgraded. There's a lot of them. There's a ton of them. So that's a lot. So if you want to look at it again from the standpoint of structures, then there you go. Crabco has definitely either destroyed more outposts, destroyed or taken more Citadel 2 and 3s than Silent has. But I don't know. I don't necessarily go off of that as a metric. It's obviously a metric that doesn't look good. I'll just say that. But I don't go off of that. I think at the end of the day, the only metric that really matters is the cash, the ISK. And I can give you my reasonings for it if you all want to hear it, but I'll just be called a silent, propaganda mouthpiece. But I mean, and I would say this, even if the imbalance was the other direction, where Crabco had more kills than Silent, I would still have the same argument. But whatever.
Poachy. Yep.
LOL.
Crabco's trying to poach some more SHH corporations off. The +8, like 3 corporations from the APAC time zone split off of SHH within this last week, and so that made the news. And then what is this now? Then it went to Reddit, and there's all this like slurring and bashing and stuff because yeah, it was just pretty toxic as it is. Take a shot.
There've been several corps up in the Branch Tenal area from Silent that are APAC time zone that did left. They did drop the Fed. There's a few down in Void space that have dropped Void. I don't think that's equal one way or the other. Yeah, Rocket, you don't need to go into the details if you don't want to, but whatever.
Well, it's Fireflies 2.0.
Yeah,
minus the Fireflies.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, so there's a little bit of that kind of thing going on too with the APAC time zone community and the players between all of those. Somebody else asked me a question here a minute ago too, in regards to the third party stuff, the chunks, CHONX. I don't think those skew anything. That's a completely different thing going on. It's all third party stuff, and there's also another war as well that's going on that's really not getting a whole hell of a lot of coverage. I know Damon's covering it as best he can because he's in the middle of it. That's Ret C and Myth versus Das Boop, and there's a lot going on over there too. It's all Fountain based, as always. Fountain's a total shit show all the time. There's always something going on in Fountain.
Right? Why do people live over there?
Yeah, crazy stuff going on over there.
The planetary good or something?
So if you post a Chunks kill mill, it gets added into that Chunks. Now, yeah, if you kill someone in Chunks, that doesn't go anywhere. Womp womp. That's a good point. Yeah, it's just Boop, not Das Boop. I know. I keep saying Das Boop because it sounds funny, Damon, but I know it's just Boop. So, but whatever. I mean, they'll just have to get over it.
Yeah.
So exactly.
Well, the thing is, SHH is the same way. If they kill members of Chunks, they're not getting it toward the war efforts either. So
correct.
Look at it this way: when No and Burr was going after Void in that war, SHH maintained third party. They just went in there just to mess around and have good fights or whatever.
Yeah.
This is similar.
Yeah. Yep. And I can be the first to attest that Honk has definitely been shooting people all over the place on either side of any conflict. So it's not like it's they're equal opportunity PvPers, guys. So it is what it is. So what else was I going to say over all those stats? Oh, I mean, like I said, I could go into the details of why ISK is the more important thing, but that depends on whether or not you want me to go into the details of it, Rambo.
Let's see what we're at time. I mean, you could if you wanted to.
I mean, you can make it simple. What's the number one thing that either a corporation or an alliance needs in order to keep having their pilots show up on grid? What's the one thing they have to have? They have to have SRP. They have to continue. Yeah, they have to have cookies. You're right. Bad announcement posts. Yes, no kidding. Good God, some of the
poachy.
No, I mean they have to have SRP. If they can't pay out SRP for their ship losses, then they won't have anybody there to keep flying. They'll have people just slowly stop showing up. Right? I mean, sometimes pilots will fund their own ships because they love doing it and it's fine, and they'll just go after it. But at some point, when SRP really starts to run low or runs dry, you just can't do it anymore. You'll just have too many people not show up, and then you don't have the kind of force factor that you have now, the 4-to-1 or 3-to-1 type of numbers that they're seeing. So this is why the ISK dollar amounts really, really matter. If you go back to the Gen Fed War and you go back to Ask Mama. You go back to the Gen Fed War, you go back to the Pantheon War. Pantheon was a little different. It went by so fast. Pantheon was 4 weeks and just boom. They were.
Well, Gen Fed was faster.
Yeah, it did feel
You wanna
faster, but it
put it in that
it went out. It
perspective.
went out longer though. I mean, it was a few months before the whole thing was 2 months maybe before the whole thing was cleaned up. But yeah,
It was like round 1 and round 2.
exactly. But that whole thing stopped because they ran out of SRP funds. They couldn't put anybody in the chips in the field anymore. So, and when you look at it from this standpoint, and you start to think about that, how much money can either side put up for their pilots to be able to continue to fly? Now you start to think, okay, so if you have no territory, how can you generate massive amounts of ISKs? I can answer that one too, Anthony, but that's a whole nother conversation. Now you start to think about, okay, well, what's your biggest asset that's on the field where you're going to run out of SRP? What is it? It's capitals. It's not your Citadels. Citadels are so freaking easy to build. The parts
They're
are so
cheap.
easy to build. They're cheap. It's the damn capitals, which is why once you start seeing the capital numbers really start to add up, that's when things are going to get interesting. Once you really start to see major cap battles, and I thought we were going to have one today, but the Coward Coalition decided to run off. They had 21? Yeah, 21 dreads, and they ran. Go figure. So anyway, I really wish we would have seen that fight, but it is. Yeah, you had dreads. You had 21 dreads that you were trying to field, and you didn't. You decided to go back to low sec. So.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what happened.
Who's getting SRP?
Maybe it was
Who's paying the SRP?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know who was paying the SRP. I don't know what the idea was with that or what they ended up doing. But I mean, I'll also be the first one to say that if I'm FCing a bunch of capitals, which I won't because JD won't let me,
Rip.
I'll end up YOLOing into something.
Boom, roast.
I'm not going to risk 21 dreads against something unless I know exactly what I'm going to be facing. I might pull them back too. I mean, so it is what it is. I'm just saying there should have been a big cap fight today. Yeah, exactly like that. They did a laundry post. That's funny. I love that one.
Yeah. Well, the war continues on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say we will talk about it next week, but actually we're not going to have a show next week. We're going to have a bye week.
Yep.
Taylor and I are going to gather our thoughts as to the future of the show for next season and maybe brainstorm, maybe add some things, maybe change some things. We'll see. And yeah, we really just have to sit down and talk about that as far as that goes. But man, it's been a good year.
It has
Talk about the year in a recap. We've had 45 episodes. This I think is number 45.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, out of 52 weeks, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So there's that. Then I wanted to do a recap. So maybe next year. I didn't get enough time to do it, but I want to do like a best moments type of episode, and so probably we'll do that.
That's so hard to do.
Sometime in January.
That's
it
so
is
hard to
because
do.
we have to go back and listen to all the previous episodes and then pull clips and timestamps and then edit and all this stuff. It is time consuming. It's something that I do want to do. It's just, yeah, I've had so much other stuff going on. It kind of is what it is, but it's all right. We'll get it.
Yep.
The show goes on, as they say. So with that, I think we will call it a show at that. And Taylor, I know I'm going to start the outro here.
Okay.
But this time, you're going to do the shout out for all the content creators. Because I could only name 3 off the top of my head. And then all of a sudden, I can't think of any more.
When do I start doing that? Just now or what?
Right now. Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
Well, that was
Start
it, ladies and
listing 'em.
gentlemen. Thank you again for coming to the Shush Propaganda Mouthpiece Show. I am Taylor Rick, as always, the main host, Rambo, who can't pronounce a damn thing. Make sure you check out. Make sure you check out all the other content creators from around New Eden. Damon Zell, and of course, Chicken was with us tonight. Mario with the Killbot, the great Echoes.mobi. And of course, there's a whole bunch of other content creators. Crimson King, unfortunately, is not one of them. But you can always go and find Chicken. I think I mentioned him before. There's Marco. There's some new Russian content creators that have been up for the last, 6 months now. Noobkiss is one of them. She's fantastic. Of course, Ashived has always been there. And, of course, go watch some of Bindy's stuff so you can come over here and complain to me about it. With that said...
or debate.
Or debate it. I meant debate. I don't mean complain. I mean debate. Sorry.
Right.
With that said, go out there and enjoy your weekend, your Christmas weekend for those of you celebrating Christmas. And, of course, New Year's coming up the week after that. We'll be back at the beginning of 2023. Yeah, New Eden Radio. Damn, I knew I was forgetting one major one. New Eden Radio.
Yep.
Always good.
Mackenzie at New Eden Radio.
Yep.
So thank you, everybody, for joining, and we will see you next year. Fly safe, 07. All right, recording is stopped. We will go into